Set her down. There. Gently. This is our guest. Is your seating comfortable? I see. And is there anything else we can do to accommodate you? Of course. That won't be a problem at all. Bring a footrest over. Is that better? Or would you like for it to be raised higher? Now, is there anything else we can do to make you more comfortable? I'm afraid I can't do that, unless you would prefer the seal to be placed somewhere else. But, no, I cannot loosen it. I can arrange for one then. If at any point you need anything, please feel free to let me know. I will make sure it is taken care of. You're dismissed. Now, before we begin, I'd like to ask, are my subordinates treating you well? No unfitting clothes, cold baths, or late arrivals for anything you've asked for. How about your meals? Are you enjoying them, or is there anything in particular you would prefer? I see. I'll make sure to let our kitchen know. We can have that made for dinner tonight. No. It's no trouble. And speaking of which, would you care for some tea and sandwiches? If not, I can have something else prepared for you. Very good. Which kind would you like? There's cucumber dill, strawberry jam, lemon cream, smoked salmon. Honestly, the lemon creams are the best ones. So grab a few of those. Yes, of course. As many as you would like. Don't move too much like that, dear. You'll pull another muscle. Just point to whichever ones you want, and I will get them for you. See? Is that enough? You can have more if you want. No. Don't be afraid to ask for more. I don't want you going hungry. With that, here you go. Please, enjoy. It still hurts, doesn't it? Has it gotten worse? I apologize on behalf of my subordinates. There was no reason for them to chase you down like that. Actually, I meant to invite you in person in a more public space. But things changed last minute. I didn't expect your group to charge in head-on without stopping for a rest in town first. Yes, the one just north of the base. There's a trail that goes through the forest that leads you right into it. You know, it had crossed my mind that your group might be audacious enough to try and ambush us at that base. Considering how bold you've been getting recently. But getting lost isn't something I ever expected of you. Yeah. rotating tasks among each other isn't an act of fairness, you see. All it does is it puts people in positions they are not meant to be in. And that, well, that's exactly why things turned out the way they did, didn't they? Perhaps take into consideration the strength of your teammates before you hand off duties to them. Don't give your map to someone who mixes up north and south. Yes. I figured it was his idea. Your leader does strike me as the type to provide equal opportunity to his teammates. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out the way we want it to, does it? Yes. Very much like that. And I do sincerely apologize for the harm that came to you. I will make absolutely certain that the subordinates responsible for your injuries receive a reprimand and proper retraining of handling our guests. Their behavior has reflected badly on our organization and its policies. I failed to communicate properly with them regarding your escort, so I will take full responsibility for their actions. Well, it's in our best interest to make sure you're treated well as a guest, considering this is we'll call it, civil matter. Yes, especially so. If anything, I need to treat you with greater respect as an enemy. Isn't that right? Our relationship by default is very hostile, and I can't afford to make it even more so, you see. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. I won't take up much of your time. I just need to ask you a few questions. No, nothing too intrusive. Just some general information I would like to know. I understand your distrust in me. I don't blame you. If I were in your position, I would be the exact same way. Ah. I'm glad you noticed that. You are correct. As much as you are concerned about what I do, I am concerned about what you would do without that seal. You are just but one person. But I cannot take my chances. Not with you. I hope you understand. Yes. Think of it as a respect for your abilities. Why not? I don't fear you. I can easily keep you in check. But I'd rather avoid any potential collateral damage in doing so. No. I don't expect you to. Especially not with your injuries. You wouldn't get that far with those. But, as I said, I can't take any chances with you. You can trust me. Trust that no physical harm will come to you after this. I give you my word on that. I just find it interesting how suspicious you are of me causing you harm. When, well, you have not a single qualm about eating the snacks I had prepared for you. Oh, and why is that? This is why I like you the most of those in your group. You're quick to pick up on things. Yes, that is why I chose to bring you here. Yes. I feel as though my intentions would go over most of their heads, especially if they were captured in a similar manner. I don't think any of them would consider how pointless it would be to go through all the trouble of bringing them here only to poison them. There's nothing to gain from that, and when the goal is to obtain information, well, each of them have their own issues that make them more difficult to work with. Your leader can be very rash in his decision-making. He doesn't strike me as the type to sit down and sit still in a conversation. Even with his bluntness, I doubt I'd get anything useful out of him. The other boy, though, he's too closed off. I can count on one hand how many times I've heard him speak. Ignore the fact of how I have this information. But I imagine that wouldn't change in this setting. All the while the other girl, well, the fear of being alone in enemy territory might prove too much for her to handle. And fear, well, fear can be dangerous, even with the seal in this place. Yes. The difference between you and them is that you're reasonable. I can sit here with you and have a much more meaningful conversation than I would with any of the others. No. I don't expect you to reveal any secrets. I wouldn't be able to get the kind of information out of you without having to resort to some very heinous methods. Keep in mind, I'm not above utilizing whatever tactics I need to get what I want. But that isn't the point here. What I want to hear from you today doesn't involve any of your plans for getting past our defenses or whatever your end goal is. It's much more simple than that. I just want to know a little bit more about you, if that's not too intrusive. Yeah. You're a clever young lady. I'll let you figure that out on your own. You can, can't you? But there are several reasons, but it mostly comes down to the simple fact that I want to make your stay as enjoyable as possible. If I knew more about you, I'd be able to do that, you see. No. My goal has never been to harm any of you. It just tends to be a byproduct of your group getting in my way. Yes. It is unfortunate that it has to be that way. But we can't all agree on everything, can we? Morals don't always align, and it's hard to change a mindset you've lived with for so very long, you know? And who is to say yours is more just than mine? That is the one thing I'd like to know about you. Why you chose to join your cause. I'm sure there's many factors that have played into making that decision, especially considering how it led you to come after someone like me. Yeah? I know that your leader doesn't make all of the decisions in your group. I'm very aware of how much of a role you play in the final say of things. You're always the one holding him back from making mistakes that could cost you all so greatly. But sometimes that rashness gets the better of him, doesn't it? Yes. I take great care in understanding the enemy. It's important for me to know what strengths, weaknesses they bring to the battlefield. Well, yes. That's one reason why I want to know more about you. But while you're here, you say you are not my enemy. You're my guest. And I'd like to make sure you're treated as one. I don't think I would have considered you an enemy if you didn't antagonize us as much as you do. But I guess that means we would never have crossed paths to begin if we hadn't, would we? To be honest, I think I prefer it this way. It's nice to have someone there to challenge your way of thinking. Just as long as you're both civil about it, of course. At the end of the day, you get to learn something to broaden your perspective. And I think that's enriching for both of us. My goal isn't to change how you think. But if it does come to that, it should be something you decide for yourself. I'm not here to play games and manipulate you over to our side. Oh. Really? Do you really think that that's the purpose of your stay? Take another guess. I think it should be so quite clear by now why I brought you here. Think about it. Why would I go out of my way to accommodate you in every little way that I can? What purpose do I have for bringing you, and only you? Do you really want the answer? Because your group falls apart without you. Of course, I told you before. Your leader depends on you keeping him from making bad decisions. He'll probably make several trying to come and rescue you. But it should be easy to hold him off until our mission is complete. But don't worry about your friends. They will not be harmed, only held back. Not what you were expecting to hear, Tell me then, what did you think I was going to say? Too intrusive, huh? That's fine. You can keep your secret to yourself. I won't pry. I think that's enough for today, though. I've learned enough for now. Yes. I did learn what I needed. I learned what you want for dinner tonight, and what I need to do to make sure your injuries don't get any worse. And what a nice conversationalist you are, among other things. Yes, I plan to send a physician to your room to look you over. Maybe we can get you walking on your own again sooner than later. I will have my subordinates escort you back there. But here, let me help you stand so I can walk you to the door. There. There you go. Tell me if anything hurts. So, alright. Take it nice and easy. Only a few steps to start. Very good. Almost there. You're doing very well. And done. Not too bad, was it? That's good to hear. Oh, and before you go, don't think I don't know what you were thinking earlier. See you at dinner, dear.